Sure. Hi, Daniel. Firstly, let's pick up on the team news, because yesterday you said that Ruter and Gruev were struggling a bit. Has there been any improvement? We have actually spoken to Giorgino and he says he feels well, but it needs the medics to decide, I suppose.
Yes, but some good news overall. We had the training session already today, and good news is that Georgie was able to train. Looked good today, so he's also definitely available then for the game if his body won't react, hopefully after the session, but it looked good during training. Same with Chris Somerville and Patrick Rumford. Both were not able to train on Monday. That was the reason they were just there for an emergency case or for a short-term appearance. So both had a full training session today, and if everything works also in the session tomorrow, then they are both also fully available. So overall, definitely some good news. Ilya Gruev just on individual training today, so it will be a late call. Yes, we have a few more hours. We will see. So if he should be available, then he would need to train at least then tomorrow with the team. And yes, there is still the chance that he can be involved. It depends on if he's capable to train tomorrow in the last session or not.
Is Jamie Shackleton any better as well, Daniel?
No, he really feels unwell, also with a headache. So he's definitely out for the game on Saturday. A bit improvement with Joe Gelhardt. Actually, again, he was not capable to train today, but it has eased up a little bit, his back pain after his back spasm, and there's a light chance that he could be involved, but depends on if it improves further on over the next 24 hours.
Away from the sort of the injuries then, Daniel, but in terms of like the science, playing the games early, that few hours extra rest that another side would have at 3 o'clock, say, is there a big difference in just a few hours in terms of preparation for games?
Yes, because the first hours are always important in terms of recovery, and especially once you have a travel away. At Chelsea, we were in the early hours of this morning, just back home, so it's always a bit tricky with the biorhythm and also with the sleep, and obviously at least tonight we've got a proper sleep, but then also you have to travel already into the hotel, you have to get up early, so if you want to perform at 1:30, it's also not like you show up at 12 o'clock and then you perform. In order to be there, you have to wake up at least 5 or 6 hours before kickoff, so that means you have to get up really early in order to be prepared. So we are used to it a little bit, because quite often we have a 12:30 kickoff, but especially once you have such a quick turnaround, it makes a difference, and it's never helpful. Yes, it's sometimes tricky because you just talk about 3 hours or 2.5 hours, but these 2.5 hours could be also decisive, because it affects also the sleeping rhythm. And again, but I don't want to complain too much. I mentioned also in the last days, the situation is like it is. And but after having such a difficult away game on Wednesday evening with not a proper sleep, yes, of course, it's not great in terms of recovery.
But then the adrenaline will start to kick in, won't it, as well? And that's something else you have to manage, I would imagine, because you've got this great winning momentum. I know you lost last night, but it was still a great performance. So you have to manage that come match day too. But that momentum must be a great thing for you to buy into right now, Daniel.
Yes, we are in a good rhythm, we know this, and we can play with confidence, and it's also good that also the players who were perhaps in the recent weeks not that much on the spotlight were able to deliver such a performance yesterday night, because we need this competition. We have a pretty tight group, but it's also good within the tight group still to have options, and that each and every player knows, okay, I have to deliver on a daily basis on the training pitch and also in the games in order to maintain my place in the starting lineup. And once a player is not there with his best days, we have the chance also to react right now. I think it's important to know when you have such a quick turnaround, especially because of this travel situation as well and the early kickoff. Then it's also good that okay, you can perhaps bring some fresh legs on the pitch, so we won't rotate on 11 positions in comparison to the game yesterday. But I think a bit fresh legs, a few new, fresh energies also needed, and this is what we have to keep in mind for tomorrow.
You've got loads of experience of English derbies, Daniel. Andre Brighton right in a won't have, particularly this one in particular. What's he going to expect?
Yes, it's always obviously a bit special. It's a local game, and everyone is even a bit more on it. But Andre is also a pretty experienced coach. He has managed also in several derbies. For example, in Germany, he was once a coach of Schalke 04. When they play against Borussia Dortmund, you're just allowed to speak about your opponent in postcodes, and you can't use the name of the opponent. It's quite good. I like this a little bit, and so he's used to play such big games. So I think it's not a big advantage. So you have to be on it. So obviously they're on the back of a really good result last weekend. He's one game in charge, one win. Lots of positivity right now since he overtook, and they will try to use this momentum as well, especially also to play with lots of intensity and energy in such a local game. And for that, we are fully aware of the situation. We are fully aware that we face a side will try to play with lots of intensity and are highly motivated against us. Yeah, but we are also a bit used to it. It's more or less for each and every team the same against us, and for that, yes, we need again to find the right answers in order to stay in our successful rhythm.
If you do win, it's a club record, Daniel. I know you probably don't want to think about that now, but that is some achievement if you were to win this game, is it not?
Yes, I think we are already joint leaders. If I'm honest, yes, I would take another win, definitely. Not so much for the record books, but just in order to stabilize and improve our situation further on. Because, yeah, the guys are on the amazing run, but we want also to be there in a good position after 46 games, and for that, each and every point counts, and especially in such a game, such a difficult game after hard work yesterday night. It's important that we keep going. Thank you.
Hi, Daniel. Do you ever get the sense, or have you ever had the sense, that certain players don't like early kickoffs on a Saturday, and they might maybe need a bit more encouragement or motivation, or a bit more of a chat from yourself? Have you ever experienced that?
If I'm honest, I don't like early kickoffs as well, and I'm also not sure if, as a supporter, I would like early kickoffs when I have to travel and more or less without breakfast. Anyhow, I'm already have to be in a pretty competitive mood, and that's also always the same. So it doesn't start just on 12:30. It's more like when you do the team talk and the team meeting before in the hotel. It feels like, okay, you do this straight away after your first coffee. And the players have to eat whatever at a strange time. Their carbs, their noodles, their rice, anyhow, already at 7, half 7, 8 o'clock. It doesn't feel natural. So and then also a bit tricky to be in a competitive mood. But to be honest, we are meanwhile also used to it, and also used that. Okay, early kickoff is a bit strange and sometimes also a bit special. And once you're there and have pressed the button, then it's you forget also a bit about the timing, and then you're on it. So I don't like it, if I'm honest. Not one player likes it. I also would at least imagine that the supporters don't like it when they have to travel that early. At least it allows you to be a bit earlier back home on the sofa after the game. It's the only positive. But right now we are used to it, and for that we make the best out of it.
Obviously, we all know about Archie, but last night he played in front of more of a national audience, I suppose, at Chelsea against a Premier League team. The noise around him will inevitably grow. It'll always be there now, I imagine. Does he have the right kind of character to deal with that side of things as a young man?
Yes, I think so, because obviously he's still at a young age, but he's so open and down to earth and humble, and obviously the experience in his family also helps, because they all have experienced what he experiences right now, and they're not over the moon, and they keep him grounded. I think it's also quite healthy for him, but he's also such a great guy, and always humble, and this is quite important, because nowadays the hype around young players, due to social media, due to mobile phones and pictures and videos everywhere, is so big. I think it's much more complicated for young superstars in nowadays, and was perhaps my generation or 10, 20 years ago, when you could be even bit like a teenager at times. So right now he has to grow up so quick. It's difficult, but he has the mindset and also the background and also the right values in order to handle it. And I'm quite confident that we'll find a good way with him.
Hi Daniel, what's your relationship like with Andre? You seem to go back, I think you met a few times in Germany and obviously managed in the same division over there. Did he reach out to you when he came over here, obviously just down the road?
Yes, we know each other very well. So also in Germany, like I mentioned, I think it's a fantastic signing for Huddersfield because he's a really experienced and a very good coach. He's also experiences in different type of clubs and was also in Switzerland. Worked together with Willi Gnonto, by the way, also in Switzerland. Worked together with Jorginho Rutter at Hoffenheim. So I know him quite well, and he's a really good guy, and even more really good coach. Doesn't make our task easier tomorrow because I think they will use also his new energy and his positivity, and especially also the new confidence after the last win. Expect really a difficult game. So we both know also how we set up teams. So I know that he likes to play with lots of intensity and also with high intensity in the pressing. So I think we both know each other well. It's for both of us, although it's the first time that we meet each other here in the championship. So nothing really new. And for that, I think both coaches are prepared. It's always great to see him because he's a really great guy. But so far there was also not the time for a personal meeting so far due to the relentless schedule, and I'm looking forward to have a little chat at least with him tomorrow, and there will be also the time to sit down a little bit at some point in the future.
It sounds like last night you might have played Jamie instead of Junior if Jamie was available, because Junior's played a lot recently. How is he feeling today? Is that a change you might look to make on Saturday with maybe Sam or even Archie on the left?
No, Junior is all right. So obviously he also played yesterday than 90 minutes, and actually I would have preferred to be a bit more careful. That was the reason I would have liked to start Jamie. Sam was not prepared for a long-term period, so appearance. Also have to keep a bit in mind that he needs always a bit longer till he's then really there, ready for the game, just with 1 or 2 sessions, and then to handle the pace of the Chelsea wingers. For an emergency case, I think I would have brought Sam in during the extra time, but not before. So Junior had to go the whole distance, and I'm also quite pleased because I think the last league game he didn't have his best day in terms of attacking. He kept Fatavu relatively quiet, really good winger, but I think in going forward he has shown in the weeks before that he can be much more dangerous, and I think yesterday it was a step forward, and especially in going forward he had some good passes and was also brave to create a lot together with Jayden over the wing. I think for his confidence it was in the end then also good to have the game in going forward. Obviously, there were also 1 or 2 scenes when he could have done a bit better in terms of defending, but overall, I think it was another step forward again. For that, I was then in the end quite pleased that he played, because yes, he's played against one of the really good sides also in this country, and he was competitive then. I think this will do a lot for his confidence again, and so we will see how he recovers. So it was not too bad today, and I think he's available also for Saturday.